Hello and welcome to another episode of Play the Tape. I'm your host, Derek J. Fields, and full disclaimer, always have to say this. Sometimes I miss it, but everything is still brand new to me and learning how to do this podcast and being a podcaster and a presenter. But full disclaimer, on this episode 5 of Play the Tape, we are not licensed, certified, or clinically trained. What we offer today on this platform is experience, strength, and hope. And through that, love, faith, and recovery can be achieved. So that's what we're here to do today. And my guest today is my sister in this fellowship, my sister in this journey, someone I love, someone that's always been there for me and reached out for me, even when sometimes I don't reach back out. And I'm trying to be better at that. This is my sister. I love her. And her name is Olivia. Thank you for being on the show today, Olivia.
Thank you for
Yeah.
having me.
I'm really grateful that you're here, and I'm really thankful and blessed that you agreed to do this. And you have a powerful testimony, a powerful story, and I've heard bits and pieces of it that you've shared over time. And today, I would like for you to share some of that story with the audience today of your experiences, your strength, and your hope. So, without further ado, Olivia, the floor is yours.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me, Derek. I adore you. I think you're wonderful, and there's nothing I won't do for you. I appreciate you for giving me the opportunity to explain myself and give my story or present my story. Um, I am a recovering addict, and it feels wonderful, and it is the most wonderful. I am so grateful. I am one of the to me, I feel like I am one of the most blessed people in the world. Knowing that there is hope out there, there is life out there beyond using and having to hide myself. I'm not one of those people who would, a lot of people think that you became an addict after you use. I was an addict. I am an addict, and I suffered from addiction way before I picked up that first drug. When I even when I wanted to play. See, my addiction is my choice of drug is more.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it be food, whether it be playing, whether it be working, it is always more, more, more. Even when I was a little girl, when my mother used to tell me, just put one scoop of detergent, I would put three. When I would take a pill to lose weight, like Dexatrim or something, I wouldn't take one. If one worked, imagine how much it would be to have four. See, I
Mm-hmm.
didn't do one more. I did 10 more. I did much more. So even before then, I was, before I picked up that first drug, I was an addict. I wanted more. I wanted to be better. I wanted to have bigger, stronger, and that's what hurt me so much in my life. And I always used to get in trouble because um, in my life I was, this I was supposed to be this good Arabic girl
Mm-hmm.
who my issues in life was not allowed to be explained. I was not allowed to tell anybody. It was always hush hush. And I didn't know how to deal with it. So when the drug came into my life, or the using part of that came into my life, it allowed me to have, I was always scared. I was scared of everything. I was scared of my parents. I was scared of God. I was scared of other people, talking to people. So when I used, it was like courage in the pill. It was courage in the bottle. And so I became this monster that could do anything, and I didn't care about anything in the world. I didn't care about the culture. I didn't care who I was. I didn't care about anything. And I kept on using. I was, let me go back just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I was um, this innocent Arabic girl, and I did nothing. I did. I always stayed home. I isolated even before the drug. See, the drug is not the issue here. It's me having to know, to understand myself. I had no idea who I was. So I would just always isolate from my family, from friends. Even when I was in school, I would just, all the kids were playing in the playground and I was on the side. I didn't I didn't know anybody and I didn't care to know anybody. I just wanted to be by myself because I was lost. I was completely lost. Um, and I was this big, I was a big girl. I was 320 pounds. And I was uncomfortable with myself. So, as being an Arabic girl who is 320 pounds, nobody wanted to marry me. Nobody wanted to be my friend or anything like that. So I just allowed myself to be just, all by myself. Then I had the gastric bypass and I lost over 120 pounds. And I met this great guy. I thought he was a great guy and he was my friend. Long story short, and this is very uncomfortable for me to talk about because as a Muslim girl, as an Arabic girl, you don't talk about these things. You don't tell anybody, and you don't do anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
You just hide it because nobody wants to know. I couldn't get help. I didn't know. He had raped me. I was 36 years old, and he had raped me. So in order for me to deal with what I had to deal with, I had to marry him because I had to protect my family name. You see, in the culture, you cannot be a non-virgin before you get married. So that if anyone were to find out, I would have to. It would ruin my family name, my nieces and my nephews. It would ruin not just me. It would ruin my entire family name. So I married him, and what could I do to hide that pain, to calm that pain down? I would just continue to use and harm myself. And I didn't just start with using. I would start dealing, and I would be this big Billy bad lady, just tough as nails. And inside I was crying out for help, but I didn't know where to go because I could not talk to anybody. I could not tell my mom, I was violated. I could not tell a psychiatrist because I could not have my name on any record saying anything. So I kept everything to myself. And my using the drugs and the alcohol was my friend. And it was the one that kept me alive. Well, I finally divorced him, but not before he beat me. He embarrassed me. He knocked my teeth out. You know, he did so many things. See, but I had been using so much that my teeth were already a mess. So I had to. But today I have beautiful teeth and I'm
Mm-hmm.
smiling from ear
Yes,
to ear, and I'm
absolutely.
and I'm happy. But I had to go through so much pain to get to where I'm at, and all I had to do was stop using. That's all I had to do at the beginning. Just the beginning, I had to stop using. I didn't have the luxury. To me, it's luxury to go to rehab or detox because my family never wanted my name on any records, as I explained before.
Right.
So I didn't have anybody to help me. So I had to get clean exactly where I used to get high. And it was really, really hard. But I had the program, Narcotics Anonymous program, where they told me to keep coming back. I would go to the meetings high as anything, and I would leave to get drunk. That's that's what my that's what I did for 4 months. I would go to every meeting high and leave to get drunk because I wanted to prove to you guys to the program that this doesn't work for me. I'm different. I'm Arabic and you guys are all, not Arabic.
Mm-hmm. I'm
And
unique and
I'm
different.
unique. I'm different than everybody else.
Right.
And this is something that I have completely I completely detached myself from the world. I was completely 100% different than everybody else. And you guys couldn't understand who I am. So how could you help me? So I wanted to prove to you guys or prove to the program that it's not going to work.
Mm.
And I kept coming back. I kept coming back in my intentions were to prove you wrong or
In
the
spite
program wrong,
of,
in spite of.
in spite of. Okay.
So, because they say it's for any addict. No, it's
Mm-hmm.
not. It was for me. So I kept coming back, but then every time I would use, it was like a buzzkill because I would hear the experience, strength, and hope that I heard in the meetings, and little by little, after 4 months, I said that's enough. So I threw in the towel or with the white towel, or I just said, you know what, that's enough.
Olivia, you are my first person that I've heard experience getting getting clean where they used it, not going to detox or a treatment facility. Wow. That, and I mean wow, not in a judgmental way, but wow in like I'm impressed. I mean, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just wanted to show my appreciation for your strength in that regard.
Right.
Understanding that one, you were conscious enough to understand that one, I can't go to these detoxes or these treatment facilities because of my family. So I have to make a decision on what I'm going to do to save Olivia. I just wanted to applaud that because going into detox and treatment is hard itself, but not even having that avenue. So I just wanted to say a tip of the cap to you for that. I didn't know that part of your story, and that just wowed me. It just took my breath away because that takes incredible courage and strength for someone to do that.
Thank
So,
you.
mm-hmm,
Thank you. Thank you. But the thing is, that strength did not come from within me. That strength was little by little I was
mm-hmm,
able to grow that strength because I had people who believed in me,
mm-hmm,
who people who knew that I was still using, even though
mm-hmm.
I thought that they had no idea, but they knew, and they kept on telling me, keep coming back. We love you. We're gonna learn to love you until you learn to love yourself. And there was and at that time I didn't love myself at all, but I knew that there is some type of, they keep on coming back, and they continue to support each other and the program itself. There is something there. They are present all the time. There are people who are 30 years clean. So why do you keep coming back? Because I figured, okay, if I get clean 30 days, I'm out. I'm out. Because I got it. It's out of my system. That's it. But I never realized that it's not the drug that's the issue. That's just a symptom. We have to realize that just like if you have a cold, the sniffles is a symptom. So when the drug was never a problem, it was me. It was the sadness, the insecurity, the
Mm-hmm.
the fear that I had inside me, the things that are lacking, my defects that were killing me. If it's not the drug that's going to take you, it's going to be the defects in the character that you continue to hold on to. So that's why I realized this is why they keep on coming back after 30 years of being clean, because it's not about clean. It's about recovering. It's about learning to live life on life's terms. And that means
Yes.
how
Explain what that
learning
means. Yes.
learning for me,
Yes.
learning how to navigate through life and going and dealing with the every aspect of life clean, whether it's losing your job, losing a loved one, having your spouse change their mind, you know, learning to depend on yourself, learning that there are bills to be paid, there's a house to be cleaned, there's people to take care of. It's time to be present for the world, all at the same time.
Mm.
I can't just do one thing and just forget everything else. I have to learn how to balance family, friends, loved ones, work, play. I have to learn how to balance. Navigating through life is a very, very difficult task. In the beginning when I first got clean, I was cleaning my bed and I kept on showing my mom, hey, mom, I'm cleaning my bed. This is at age 42 because I never cleaned up my bed. I never took showers because I didn't care to. I never took care of me. I never took care of the house. I never took care of. I could not. Um, I could not work more than 2 to 3 months at a time. I can get a job, but I can't keep a job because I didn't know how to deal with people. And that's why getting clean is the first step.
Mm-hmm.
This is my journey. I can't tell you how to do yours, but this is my story. I just needed to get clean. And then after that, I needed to get to recover. Recover is healing, healing that little girl way in the past when like just a simple story when my sister and I were cleaning. I'm sorry, when my sister and I were playing and joking. I was maybe 5, she was 7. My father came into the room and he slapped me in the face for not cleaning. Now, I until I was until I started recovery, I was still angry with my father for that reason. Like I could not let it go. My sister, she did, but as an addict, I held on to that resentment. Like how how am I going to heal that little girl if how can I move on if I haven't healed that little girl?
Right.
Just simple. I was teased because I was fat, or because, my family makes spices. When we make food, the spices are really strong, like curry and cumin and all that stuff. And I smelled like that. So kids used to make fun of me. So I used to be hurt. My feelings were hurt. I was scarred somewhere, somewhere when I was a young girl. And I grew up still scarred, still hurt. Now how can I fix it? I can't just stay clean. I have to go back to that little girl, heal her, and then move forward. I have to look back sometimes to heal the little girl so the recovering Olivia
Mm-hmm.
can move forward.
I like that you said that. Because a lot of people say, I don't look back. I don't look back. I'm like, sometimes you have to look back. I
Yes.
know for me sometimes, and for you, because you've stated that we have to look back to address trauma, insecurities, teasing, bullying, being
Mm-hmm.
picked on, being insignificant, and understand what that is, why that is, and to apply spiritual principles, if you will, to heal that before even moving forward. Because I know all I was doing with my trauma is just masking it with more. I like how you put
Yes.
that, with more. I'm that type of addict too, more. So, but yeah, go ahead, continue. You
Yes.
had to heal that little
Exactly.
girl. Yes.
Exactly. I'm not telling anybody to look back and stay there and
Mm-hmm.
dwell. There's no time for dwelling. It's go back, heal, and then move on. Because
Mm-hmm.
I have 3 girls. I have 3 parts in me: the girl, the active user, and the recovering addict. That is what I see, and I cannot. I understand that little hurt girl
Mm-hmm.
formed the active user. She made that because she was in so much pain. She didn't know what to do. I did, she just did not know what to do. She needed a hug. She needed someone to tell her it's okay,
Yes.
because people tell you you're fat. People tell you you're no good. People tell you hear so much negativity. Then you have see. I have an issue in my. I have so many voices in my mind. I have the addiction, the addict, talking negative. I have outside voices who are saying, you're no good, all this
Mm-hmm.
negativity. So who do I listen to? Where's the positive? Where's the good? And that's, I was able to find it in Narcotics Anonymous, where they told me, you're enough, you're special, you deserve to be here. There's so many, and the thing is, the disease wants to talk to me. This is what I heard. The disease talks to me in my own voice. So it's like me talking. And I don't know if it's the disease or if it's me, but I tell you what, it is negative.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
It
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 is.
it is negative, and I have to redirect that talk. It's like it's I'm in a psychology class right now, but it's called change talk. So I have to, with every negative, you're worthless. No, you're worthy. I have to continue to say there's affirmations that I have to speak out loud. I have to allow myself to hear it. So that's what I'm working on, and it's a forever. I'm going to do that for the rest of my life.
Absolutely.
You know, I,
Absolutely.
I I went to my sister's house the other day, and I saw her put her sons. They were standing on the bed, and she told them. They repeated after her, "I am strong. I am powerful," and I could see how they would just raise their hands, and their chest would just come out a little bit more, and they were proud of themselves. Everybody needs to hear that. It's not just me. It's everybody who needs to hear that. That there's a purpose for me here. There is a purpose for me into this world. I didn't. My higher power brought me into the program of Narcotics Anonymous, but Narcotics Anonymous somehow, without forcing me, somehow brought me back to my higher power, and he is healing the girl. He is healing um, the active user, and now the recovering addict.
I got a
I'm
question. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I want to know when you said your higher power brought you to the Fellowship of Narcotics Anonymous. How did that happen? Do you remember? Was it a moment? Was it a feeling? Was it an incident? Was it an action? Was it your conscious contact? What was it for Olivia that, okay, I hear you, higher power. I hear you. This is where I need to be and this is where I need to stay. Do you remember that?
I do, I do, but there's a story to it.
Okay. Yeah,
My
okay.
on April 1st, April Fool's Day, my sister caught me. She caught me with red-handed with a whole bunch of stuff in my. I don't like to talk about what I
Right.
use, but
Absolutely.
she caught me, and she told me that I need help and I need to go to Narcotics Anonymous. I went there on the first day. So I always say I got here by accident, but what it was is the people in Narcotics Anonymous every day before the meeting and after the meeting, what do? They pray for the still sick and suffering addicts
Hmm.
inside the meetings and out. I was one of those that was out. So somehow those prayers came to me. I got lucky. I got blessed. Not lucky, forget lucky. I got blessed. And my higher power got me in big trouble on April Fool's. On April 2nd, I came to Narcotics Anonymous, and I cried and I cried the entire from the beginning to the end of that meeting. I could not even say my name. I was crying so hard. That was the best feeling in the world. It was kind of like a relief.
Hmm. Okay.
It was like, okay, I'm finally caught. Now I can get help. But then I kept on coming back using. But I knew where to go because every single day I went, and by the way, I went every single day. I went every single day to a meeting, and I heard people talking. And I said, me too. And I kept on saying, me too. When they said, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired, I said, me too. When they said that they feel insecure, they feel sad, they feel scared, I said, me too.
Mm.
So it was more of an attraction. They didn't promote it to me. They didn't tell me, Olivia, you're going to have a new car. You're going to have this. You're going to have that. They told me, Olivia, there's somebody waiting for you. They can't wait to meet you. And I said, who? They said, a girl, you 5 years from now. I said, what? That felt so good. Like maybe there is somebody out there, me, that's going to,
Hmm.
and me today, which is almost 5 years clean, 4 years, seven
Hey.
months, 8 days.
Yeah.
Yes, I know exactly. But who's counting, right? I am. I want to go back to that little girl. I want to go back to that girl who came into the meeting scared, shaking, insecure, you know, and I want to hug her. And I want to meet, and it's like I was waiting to meet her. you know I am waiting to meet her. This is the girl that, and I thank myself for coming to the meetings, and I thank myself for listening and trying to see, aside from all the negativity that I wanted to say that this program isn't working for me. There was something in me that said, I like it. I like it. Yes, it was the cookies. They had some great cookies. They had coffee. I used to walk to the coffee machine, and I would hear men say, that's pretty," and it made me feel good. But also it was this experience, strength, and hope.
Right. Right.
It was the experience, strength, and hope but it was that day that I said, something is different. I didn't know what it was. I didn't understand it. But I knew something was different about this program because I can identify and relate to so many people.
And it wasn't negative, because you had talked about earlier that disease, or that I call it the enemy or yourself. When we had talked about how that voice is negative, this voice was filled with love. These voices were filled with love, and now Olivia's starting to have love for herself. I
Yes.
think that's awesome.
And
I
the
think.
most important part, and people, they don't understand the quality of the word hope,
Mm-hmm.
or the true meaning of hope. When you come into these, when you are out there is no hope. The only hope you have is getting that next one.
Right.
Okay, but to hope, to live, to strive, to soar, to be, to have purpose, the hope, it's there's nothing like it, because I never had hope. I didn't have hope. What I thought was I had something called, not reservation, resignation. There's something in the first chapter. It says resignation. Resignation is when you know you're an addict, but you know there's nothing you can do about it. That you're going to live and you're going to die an addict. And I knew I was just waiting for that time to die. High.
Yes. Yeah.
But now, when I came into the meetings, there was hope. And I didn't understand it at first. I didn't know. But whatever it was, I figured, whatever this thing is, let me just come back. Because something in me feels good. I couldn't even recognize that I felt hope. I felt happiness. I felt that there is life to be lived. I couldn't even recognize it. Now I look back and I realized it was the beauty of hope that kept me coming back. Yeah.
I like how you said that. I was there too, just like you. I had that resignation that I had shared, um, that I had always ended up at a gate, and I could never leave this gate. Anywhere I would go in the state of Texas, I would always end up back at this gate and using.
Mm-hmm.
And I had resignation that I was gonna die high or in my car or somewhere. Uh, and then I saw people succeeding in this fellowship. I saw people living joyous, still had trials and tribulations, but they had a new way of living to approach those trials and tribulations, those life on life's terms, called spiritual principles. We'll talk about that. We can talk about that this time or next time that you're up here, because I do believe that spiritual principles can not only be applied to, for me, just substance use and mental health. I think spiritual principles can be applied to just everyday living.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you did give one. You gave hope, and now we talked about the young girl. You shared a little bit about the active using part. Where's Olivia now in her recovery journey? Like right now, today, where is Olivia in her journey of recovery?
That is, that's a little bit.
You can share and be vulnerable with however you want.
Right.
Absolutely. This is your testimony. You can be as vulnerable and share what you want to share. I just however you want to approach that question. If you do, you have that right. If you don't, I understand.
No, no, I don't want to. Today I feel wonderful. Today
Okay.
I feel, and I don't want to sugarcoat anything. Now I am covered with defects,
Right,
you
right. We
know,
all are. We
and
all are. Right.
insecurities. However, today I have courage by
Mm,
myself, within me. I have love for myself that say, you know what, I deserve better than this. I can recognize what's going on. I'm working and maintaining a job, and and I have a voice, and I want to educate, further educate myself. So, um, so I can. I want to take back what I'm trying to do. One of my defects is now that I got clean.
mm-hmm.
I'm 46 years old. Like I finally woke up to the world. And I'm 46 years old, but I still feel 17, right? So
Right.
I act like a 17-year-old. I try to dress like a 17-year-old or a 20-year-old. Um, I want long hair. I want to get, as you know, you get older, you get wrinkles, right?
Right.
And you get this and you get that, and you wanna, and I want to get like, um, I want to get rid of the wrinkles, or but I have to accept myself exactly for who I am or what I am, you know. So I recognize, um, that I want to go back and grab all the benefits of the past
Mm-hmm.
and bring them into the future, but I can't do that. So I have to recognize that this is what I am and this is what I have. So let's get moving, and let's not try to. I don't want to try to lose anymore. But the thing is, I can't say the word lose. I gave away my youth. I gave away my money. I gave away my self respect when I was using. I never lost anything. I want to make that very, very clear. I don't believe in losing. You don't lose things like that. When you decide to continue to get the next one, and you are willing to do whatever it takes, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking to myself,
Mm-hmm.
to get the next one, then you are giving up everything that you know. And back in the day, I thought I lost it, and it was somebody else who did it to me. But unfortunately, it was Olivia, you did it to yourself. Because, you know, first time that things happen to me, the first time that I get disrespected, I'm a victim. But the second and third and fifth and 10th, I become a volunteer. So I became
Mm.
a volunteer
Mm.
to the drug. It's not the drug that was the issue, that it was the evilness. It was me
Wow.
allowing myself to become a volunteer to the pain, the suffering, the hurt, the loss
Mm.
of self awareness. So don't continue to feel sorry for yourself, because like I always hear everybody say, the more I say pour me, pour me, pour me, one of these days I'm going to pour me a drink. You know, I'm going to go back and I'm going to have that forget it in my system, and I can't do that anymore.
Right.
So I have to allow myself. So this is the part that they say don't look back. I cannot go back and look at the things that I gave up and try to bring them back to the future. I can't go back and dwell on the sadness or the things that I lost due to my own doing. I have to say, this is what I have. So let's make time count today.
Today. Man,
Today.
what that just hit me here. The volunteer, because I'm like you. Well, I had that thinking like you did of
Mm-hmm.
I lost. I lost. I keep losing. I don't want to lose. And that makes me angry and resentful to Derek. But you just made me look at it. See, this is what I'm talking about, people. This is the therapeutic value of one addict helping another is without parallel. Because my sister just hit me with some strength and some hope and some because of her experience that I don't have to look at it as a loss. I volunteered. I volunteered. But now, today, because of my high power, because of hope, because of the fellowship, because of sisters and brothers in this fight, in this journey, I'm okay. Man, you just hit me with some knowledge. You just really like hit me with something heavy, like I volunteered. Woo! I'm all ready for that today, Olivia. I'm all ready to hear that today.
I'm telling you.
Woo! That I've never heard it like that before. I've never heard, yeah, the first time I'm a victim, but the fifth, the seventh, the 10th time. Now I'm volunteering. Now
Yeah,
I'm volunteering to willingly be in this pain, in this suffering, in this hurt.
that's right.
Wow.
That's right.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
Right.
So,
And I use that in every aspect of my life now, not just the
mhm,
drugs, but anything that I'm not comfortable with. I have to know that this is, I, if it happened to me first time, if like, if I have a spouse, he doesn't treat me right, I won't give him another chance. I won't give him another chance to harm me or hurt me or violate me in any way. I will just, I will find what's better for me because I only have control over myself.
right.
I have, you know, I have control. Now I have a higher power, yes,
Mm-hmm.
but my higher power has given us the chance, the beauty of choosing. He's given us a choice, and I don't know if I should say he or she. I don't know your higher power, because I know that's a very sensitive subject.
It is, but it's whatever it is for you. That we come
Yeah,
to, we came to a God of our own understanding. Whatever that is for you, if you choose to say that for you, then that's for you. I say
right,
Him. I try to, for me, say God because I feel God and God is the creator of all. So
right,
I say God. I feel like that encompasses. Well, for me, my higher power is God. I feel like that encompasses
right.
masculine and feminine because
And
we
if
all
and if
come from that.
Right,
So
and if
yeah,
anybody who's watching this has an issue with the word God, it's just good orderly
orderly
direction.
direction. Yep.
Just use that. Use that. I don't want to
Right.
offend anybody. That is the last thing I want
Absolutely.
to do.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I get that.
Right,
Uh, but you were speaking of your higher power and how your higher power, uh, your connection to your higher power through the fellowship of NA has grown. Can you
yes,
speak more to that in the nature of that for Olivia?
right. The way I was grown, I was grown. The way I was raised is, he's tough. Don't do this. Don't do that. Do this. You have to. You know, he. I always thought he was always in the corner, just waiting for me to sin, and he would
Mm-hmm.
just hit it. I was so scared of my higher power. So the only thing I did is I did that what was my obligations. That's it. But I never really had a connection with my higher power. And I didn't even understand. I used to say, well, what are these people talking about, connection with your higher power? I pray. I do what I have to do and then I go. But there is no connection. Like when I used to pray, it was only physical. I just did the actions of prayer.
Mm.
I never did the connection. Like I had a connection to you. I had connection to people. I had connection to an animal. You know, but I didn't have a connection to the creator who without him I wouldn't be created. That doesn't make sense anymore. So I have to have a connection with my higher power, and boy, it took me a long time, and I'm still working on it.
Right.
That is something I'm going to forever work on because I was so scared. Like I did so many bad things. I did bad things to myself. I did bad things to other people. I just didn't do. Uh, I, I, I wasn't righteous. I didn't do anything right. So um, I would run away. And so when when people told me just sit down and listen to him, because when you pray, you're talking to God. When you meditate, He's talking back to you,
Yeah, absolutely.
right?
Absolutely. Yes.
So when he was praying, when I was meditating, I had voices in my head, things saying you're no good, and I thought that was him. It was just me being insecure and scared, and not acknowledged and not having a connection with my higher power. So I was lost. So I had to really quiet my mind. I had to truly quiet my mind in order for me to have a connection. It doesn't even take, you don't have to sit down in the dark and then and be all spooky with lights or candles. It doesn't have could be that. It could be on your way to work.
Yes.
It could be
That's.
me just watching TV, and then you know what? I had a moment with God, just a
Mm-hmm.
moment. And that's
Yeah.
all it takes. It's and He's there. And if I would always question myself, like, how do you believe He's there? He brought me from complete despair to,
That part.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Look in the
yeah.
mirror.
Exactly. Look,
Yeah.
I'm here.
I'm here. Yeah.
Despite the things that I was using so much, I was bleeding in places I should not be bleeding. And all I could think about is, oh, this is perfect opportunity for me to go to the hospital and get more, because more, right?
Right.
He brought me from that to this, to wanting to. He's giving me like the connection. He's gentle and he's kind and loving and forgiving. Forgiving was a big one. He's compassionate with me. He's gentle with me because he knows my heart. Um, he knows I needed this program. He knows that my parents wouldn't allow me to go to a rehab or a detox center. So he said, let's find Narcotics Anonymous. Because it said anonymous, my parents first said, they said, go, because it's anonymous. Nobody will know.
Right.
Like he brought this program to me. He gave this program to me. He's allowing me to have hope. Um, it's just I don't know if it's just a feeling. If it's when I came to this program, they said to me, and this is, I know I keep on talking about the program, but that's all I have
That's
that
fine.
got me here.
That's
That
part
got
of
me
your.
to here.
That's fine. That's part of your story. That's
You
part of your
know,
testimony and your
right.
journey. Right.
So he brought me to this program. Um, well, there was something I was supposed to say, and I was told it's not a religious program, and that was the part that made me attracted. Okay, if it's not religious, because religion is like so strict in my mind. This is how I saw it. But the connection, just having an understanding. Like, why don't I love my higher power like I love my boyfriend? Why, when
Mm.
I wake up in the morning, I'm thinking about my boyfriend and not my higher power? However, my boyfriend can change his mind anytime he wants. And he's human. He can pass away. Why am I thinking about him? I'm just giving you an example.
Right. Right. Right.
Um, but my higher power doesn't change his mind. He's always present. He's the one that every time, and I have noticed this, when man rejected me, man's rejection is God's protection. It's like he protected me when I didn't get a job that I wanted so badly. They rejected me. That was God's protection. And I found another job. Or if somebody changed their mind and they didn't want to be with me, their rejection was God's protection.
Mm-hmm.
Something, there is always protection, and He's shown it to me over and over and over again, over and over and over again. When my sister caught me, that was my higher power saying, "It's time."
Yeah.
It's
It's time. It's time.
Yeah.
It's time. We got 10 minutes, and
Hmm.
I like that you. That's see. That's my high power right there. That's the God of my understanding, who I choose to call my Most High, talking through you as a vessel to me because I had that. This is where this came from because of my higher power telling me it's time. It's time to not be ashamed. It's time to take courage. It's time to take strength. Be hope because I'm leading you and I'm with you. I'm with you
Right.
wherever you go. I've been with you through the gutter, through the sunshine, through all the storms. I'm with you and it's time. That's so, I don't believe in coincidences, but I believe that it's time. That's just, I heard that. I heard God's voice say it's time. And when I heard that, I cried. Um,
Hmm.
and that's where Play the Tape came from. Well, Play the Tape came from because it's a part of what we say um, in the fellowship, in treatment, is play that tape through, play that tape. And God was like, play the tape. I was like, yeah, play the tape.
Exactly. Exactly.
So, and that's what we're here now. Um, Real quick, I just want, if there's anything else on your spirit or your heart that you feel like you need to share, um, or you want to share, we got about, like I said, about 10 minutes left. And your journey is powerful. And you'll be up here again because there's so many other questions that I want to talk to you about. Like when you said you were lost, I want to do some more, ask you some more questions about when you were lost back then, and that little
Mm-hmm.
girl was lost. I want to talk to you about that. I want to talk to you more about when you were in your act of using, what not to get graphic, but to understand the mentality of that a little more when you come back on next time. Um,
If I can help one person, I will be as vulnerable and tra- like open book as
I,
possible.
awesome,
Yeah.
that's the point of this is
Mm-hmm.
wherever this goes. I want us, and I say us, my guests, to understand that this is not for likes or monetary. This is to one person sees this and sees what we're doing and see recovery, meaning mental health, substance use, and just recovery in life. Because life, like you said, on life's terms, can be hard, and we have to recover. And there's a community of us to do that. So I'm glad you said that because that's helping just one person makes it all worth it.
Right.
So
Right.
um, I just thank you
Thank
again.
you.
Um,
There is one thing that for some reason it's in my spirit that I want to say
Please.
is and I maybe it's silly or not, but I always feel that there is a whatever your higher power is, there's always a connection, and it's like in my mind I see it as a rope, an
Mm,
invisible rope between me and my higher power. Okay, and I let go. He'd never let go, and that's why I'm still alive. He never
mm,
let go.
mm,
And when he said, Olivia, it's time, and I was able to receive it. So when I pray for the still sick and suffering addicts, I always pray for them to hold on to that rope
yeah.
and say, okay, it's time to receive it, because he could say it's time, but are you open minded to receive it yet?
Yeah.
You have to
Right.
receive it.
Have to receive it.
He
Yeah.
said it's time many a times, but I wasn't ready. But I always pray for for us addicts to, or anybody, to say it's time and receive what your higher power, um, when he calls you and says, hey, it's time.
We always say just for today.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes for me, I say minute just for the minute,
Just for a moment.
just for the moment.
Absolutely.
Could you, real quick, what's the spiritual principle for Olivia that there's a lot of them that they work together. I believe spiritual principles build off of one another. But which spiritual principle, and it could be more than one, but if you can narrow it down to maybe one or two, impact you or your go-tos, if you will.
Can you give me an example?
Okay.
I know there's
Uh,
hope.
right.
That's
So there's so you have surrender, of course, honesty, open-mindedness, and willingness. You have surrender. You have acceptance. You
okay.
have
It's
hope.
surrender. It's
Yeah.
surrender for me
Okay.
and acceptance,
Got you. Okay.
because I did not accept myself. I did not accept the life that I had lived till this day. Like I don't, I don't have a husband and I don't have children, and I say, oh, God didn't want to give it to me. But again, it's Olivia. You're the one who gave it up. You chose drugs over. So I have to accept what I have today. it's not about I only accept myself and I love myself. It
Mm-hmm.
is. That's a big part. But I have to accept what I have. I have to accept what I don't have and move forward. But I could not accept anything if I did not surrender. And when I finally said, enough is enough, stop fighting. With every suggestion that was given to me, I would fight it off. When they told me to stop using, I would fight. When they
Mm.
told me to have a sponsor, I would fight against it. I did 4 years, no, 3.5 years, with no sponsor. I would sponsor myself because I thought I was really, it's just
Bad
strong
lady.
girl. you
Right.
know,
Yeah.
but I would fight. So I every morning I say, whatever happens, it is I'm getting my will out the way, and I'm
Yeah.
doing my higher power as well. And then whatever happens is gonna happen. I have to
Yes.
do this one moment at a time. I still don't do one day at a time. That is way too much.
Yeah,
That
that's a
is
lot.
24 hours is
Yes.
way too much. Let me just take care of this issue, this phone call,
Mm-hmm.
this conversation, this moment. I have to do that with everything. I take things a little bit at a time because it's too much. There's too many aspects in life
Right.
that I have to look into. But it's not too much with my higher power. So if I surrender to Him and say, you know what, take it. Sometimes, you know what, it's too heavy on our shoulders. He can do it. So I give it to Him,
Right.
and then I keep on moving. But I move forward. I don't just give it to Him and sit watch TV and expect the world to work around me.
I know that's right. I'm glad you said that. I know that's
Yes,
right. Yeah, that's very important
I
part of it.
surrender it to Him, then I
Mm-hmm.
do the work.
Yes. Yes.
And with His help and His mercy and His graciousness, then I can move forward
I'm
and,
glad you
and do
said
it.
that. That's great. I'm glad you said that. Yeah, surrender it and I move forward. I do the work. And in
Yes.
that work, I'm accepting that what I have surrendered. And I think surrender and acceptance go hand in hand. I think they are
Yes.
like peanut butter and jelly or whatever your favorite Reese's
Mm-hmm.
peanut butter cup or whatever your
Exactly.
combination is that you like together. I
Yes.
feel like that's surrender and acceptance.
Yes.
So, um,
Using for so long, and then I'll stop after this, but using for so long, I thought that, I would use and it would make me feel good immediately.
mhm.
So that's what but I don't, do you know what I needed to do? I did a lot of work to get the next one. So why don't I redirect that work into something positive,
Yes,
you know?
yes,
And I would do what I ever had to do to get that next one and pray, please, please let it work, God. But now I'm doing the same thing, but and for something that's going to benefit me
right.
and others. I'm not here only for myself. I'm here for the world. There's a reason for me. There's a purpose, and it's a big purpose. I
Hmm.
know it's a big purpose. But
Absolutely.
thank you. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. That I'm glad that you said that, and being of service is something that I had to surrender to and accept, and that's my purpose, and
Mm-hmm.
that's why I'm here with this, and you're here because I had to accept and be willing and be open to be like, Derek, it's time, and it is time,
Mm-hmm.
and moment by moment. But Olivia, thank you for your experience, strength, and hope. Thank you for your
Thank you.
testimony and your story. And you'll be back up here again if you so choose, because there's a whole lot of questions and a whole lot of things I want to ask you and get your get your experiences and your on and your strength and your hope and your love and your faith and your recovery. Um,
Absolutely. Thank
but
you.
I thank you for being up here. It's been a blessing. This has been all the shows have been fantastic, and I love you, my sister, very
Thank
much.
you. I am very proud of you.
Thank you. I'm proud of you
Thank you.
too. All right, I'll
All
talk
right.
to you later.
All right.
Peace.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for listening. Um, for me to have peace, I have to have understanding. And with understanding comes love. And with love comes hope. And with hope comes faith. And with faith comes recovery. You're not alone. As you can see, and you will continue to see that there are people willing to jump in that hole with you because we know the way out. If no one's told you today that they love you, we love you. And we're here for you. There's always hope. And I'm trying not to cry because I'm probably going to cry when I do mine. So, yeah, we love you. God bless. And till next time, peace.